Hello friends, Namaste. We all think the project is very easy and it is a straight path. That means it is having a start and finish part without any obstacles. But it is not the case, my friends. The project will be having many up and downs and it will be having many obstacles, many hurdles will be there to complete the project. Do you know, friends, the manager is going to spend 90% of the time in just communicating with other team members. Another 10 members will be used for planning and many other things. See, 90% of the time will be used to communicate with the team member. That means communication plays a very important role in any success of a project. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the project communication management. Okay, so before going into the depth of what is the meaning of project communication management, first you should know what is the meaning of communication. What is the meaning of communication? Definition of the communication. Communication is a process of transferring information. Transferring information between whom? Between two entities. I will repeat once again. Communication is a process of transferring information between the two entities. So that we are going to call as communication. So here you can see that in the block diagram. So the project is one of the entity and the project manager, management, stakeholders are the one of the entity. The transferring of information between these two entities, not in the only one direction, it is in the both the direction. Transferring of information between the two entities, that we are going to call as what? Communication. Okay, so now we know what is the definition of communication. Now what is the various communication methods are there? So the classification, mainly there are two classifications of communications are there. The first one is called as written and verbal communication. What is the meaning of written communications? Means the transferring of information, guidelines or directions in the form of written format. So that may be in terms of memos, circulars, manuals and reports. So that we are going to call as what? Written communication. There is another one that is called as verbal communication. That is nothing but the oral communications. You are going to express your feelings, ideas in the form of words. So that we are going to call as verbal communication, or also it is called as what? Oral communication. That is the first classification. There is another classification is also there. What is that? Formal and informal communication. What is the meaning of formal communication? If the communication or the information will be exchanged or information goes in a proper communication channel, that we are going to call as what? Formal communication. For example, we can take an education institute. If the management is asked to send any information or any direction, any orders, first it will be transferred to the principal, from principal to HODs, then HODs to all other staff members. So that we are going to call as what? Formal communication. The communication will flow in a proper channel from top to bottom or bottom to top. So that we are going to call as what? Formal communication. Next, another one is called as informal communication. The transfer or exchange of information take place in a conversation. So that we are going to call as informal communication. Maybe if all the team members will go to a coffee shop or a tea for taking a tea, so then they are going to exchange the information, that we are going to call as what? Informal communication. That is one of the example, that's all. See, combination of these two classifications. Which are the two classification? Written and verbal, that is one classification. Verbal and information, that is another classification. Classification of these two combination will result the four types of combination. That is that written formal communication, written informal communication, the verbal formal communication, verbal informal communication. These are the four varieties of combinations of communication method. What are the in written formal communication? What are different? You are going to have a project management plan, project charter, long distance communication. So these will be documented or in the form of letters, format. So that we are going to call as written formal communication. Next, verbal formal communication. As I told, verbal communication means what? Sharing or exchanging of information in the form of idea, the feelings, ideas are expressed in the form of words. So maybe during the speeches, presentations or meetings. So that we are going to call as verbal formal communication. Presentations, if you are giving any presentation to the staff members or your team members, so that we are going to call as what? Verbal formal communication. That will be instructions will be in the form of oral, so that we are going to call as verbal formal communication. So next one is written informal communication. So that might be in terms of emails, notes, so that we are going to call as what? Written informal communication. Next, verbal informal communication, as I told, conversations. Okay, so that is how you're going to exchange the informations. So that is a verbal informal communications. Okay, so these are the various methods of communications. Okay, so next one is communication technology. See how you are going to communicate. What are the technologies you are going to communicate? So nowadays we are using telephone, fax, sending mails, messages, Facebook, Twitter. There are different channels are there for communication, because we are talking related to the project management. Here the mainly communication will take place with the help of a technology, that is a email, fax and telephones, right? So these are the technologies that is used for a communication. So in the next class we are going to see what are the various process of project communication management in the next upcoming videos. Thank you. Namaste.